And now, ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening, making his way to the EFC cage towards the blue corner, Adam Timberlake.
Adam Timberlake.
Adam's going to be the more experienced fighter out of the two today. He's coming in with a 1-1-1 record. So he's been training with the IFC MMA for about 2 years now. He likes to think of himself well-rounded, not a BJJ guy, purely no-gi MMA school.
Well, he did come in 11 pounds overweight. Now, at the weigh-ins, he and his opponent got into some words, and you know, Timberlake was kind of laughing at him, and I went to his opponent and I said, what was that all about? He said, well, he didn't bother making weight. And I said, thanks a lot for making weight, and he just laughed. So I think Shawn T wants to teach him a lesson about making weight, although 276-pounder is going to be tough to teach a lesson to.
Well, you know what? I think Shawn Teed might be the right person to do it. You know, although he's coming in as the less experienced person on paper with a 0-0 record, the guy trains to stand up. He's a purple belt under Ricardo Almeida, and you know that alone, a purple belt under Ricardo Almeida is worth repeating. Really, you know, top-notch jiu-jitsu. He also does boxing out of Final Bout Boxing under Pedro Rivera, which Pedro Rivera's been around for a while. He's worked with guys like, you know, Eddie Alvarez, all of the people down South Jersey. So, you know what, if anybody's going to show this big boy...
and now, making his way to the EFC cage, towards the red corner, Shawn T.
You know, if anybody's going to teach him a lesson, I think Shawn's the one to do it. And, you know, not being able to make 265 and coming in with, you know, a little bit of a belly on you, it doesn't show a ton of discipline. So, you know, I'm excited to see this one. I don't think it's going to go the distance today.
Well, these guys are definitely ready to fight. I talked to Shawn Teed, and he says he wants to teach him a lesson. So he's motivated, and if you look at him, he looks pretty steely. Now, Timberlake has the better physique of the two, even though he's a bit bigger. We'll see what happens. You know, looks are very deceiving.
Well, you know, and that physique is always up for question, because I've seen a lot of guys that carry a lot of muscle and have the bodybuilder physique that gas out very quickly. You know, those muscles, they take oxygen, they take blood, they take a lot to work, and if you're not in excellent shape, you're going to gas out very quickly. And there's a very big difference between slow twitch and fast twitch muscles, whereas in boxing, a lot of the time they say the guys with the smoother muscles have the better fast twitch muscles. So although he's not very imposing looking.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our next fight of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds and is sponsored by Wrestle Lean and Mean. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 276 pounds with a record of 1 win, opposite 2 defeats, representing Ironbound Fight Club, hailing from Plainfield, New Jersey, introducing Adam Timberlake. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 248 pounds, making his EFC debut, representing Ricardo Almeida Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Final Bout Philly. From West Hampton, New Jersey, here is Shawn T. And when the bell sounds, your referee in charge of the action is Donnie Caroline.
I think we need Dan Murliata in this one. I will say Timberlake looks nervous. He's breathing in and out.
Yeah, it almost looked like he was talking to himself before.
Oh, he's coming right in, though. If he wants to play a boxing game with T, though, he's going to be a bit surprised.
I always wonder how much research these guys do on their opponent. Is he just coming in and looking to do his game, or does he know that, well, I was going to say, does he know that he's going up against a skill boxer, but it looks like he's got some skill of his own.
Yeah, he does. You know, Teed clearly wants to get this to the ground as soon as possible. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of an Adam Timberlake. Right, there it is.
Oh, and there it was. He better grab this leg and do something, because
he was almost out on his feet there.
Oh, and Timberlake smells blood right now.
Yeah, Teed is in a lot of trouble. He's still very wonky. He's in survival mode.
Well, he's doing the right thing here. What I'd like to see Adam do is really just try to get to his feet, whizzer out, do something.
Well, Teed is lumbering for back control. I've never seen a guy that big jump for back control, but he did it. Timberlake doing a good job of trying to reverse this.
And I think he's going to be able to push off right now. Now, Teed better close that distance.
Teed's in a lot of trouble here.
Well, his back's faced towards us, so I hope that that fence is bolted on tight, because these guys look like they could knock it over. He's going body, head, body. It looks like Teed right now is in a little bit of survival mode. He's looking over at his corner.
Good idea to change levels there. Pulls guard, half guard anyway. Got to be careful not to punch to the face, does Adam Timberlake.
Well, you know, it could be a strategic move, and you know, if you know the rules, you use them for your favor. And if you're hitting the head and you've got some cobwebs right now, there's no problem with jumping that guard. I'm not a huge fan of it, but especially in with these rules right now, it's working for his favor. It's giving him a minute. You know, he can get through this round and talk to his corner. Doesn't look like Timberlake's doing too much to break his guard.
Timberlake should stand up.
On the timeout, I did see a little bit of blood on the right side of Teed's head when he was standing up before, but not exactly sure what that was. Donnie called time, and they're calling 10 seconds, so they're going to have to make an adjustment to the clock.
Well, I'm not really sure what's up. Shawn said I'm all right.
All right, so it must have been the same scenario that had happened in one of the previous fights, where he probably got an illegal punch to the face, but once again, this was an illegal move that's not going to work for his favor. Well, so far the ring experience looks like is working out pretty well for Adam Timberlake. You know, with the pedigree that Teed had, I really expected him to come in here and dominate, but you know, sometimes that first fight jitters gets to you. You got Professor Dante Rivera in Shawn Teed's corner right now. He's recently opened up his Jiu-Jitsu Academy down in South Jersey, the Dante Rivera Academy. He, as many of you guys know, was awarded his black belt from Ricardo Almeida, which obviously is the school that Shawn Teed is fighting out of today.
And I will have to mention that Dante Rivera is looking very buff in his tank top and his 7 for All Mankind.
Yeah, he's the handsomest guy in MMA. He's everywhere too. The guy, I think, was reffing at the PGL this morning.
Oh, that's a strong miss.
Those misses take a lot out of you, but it looks to me right now like Timberland's confidence is starting to build.
Absolutely. Little sway there.
Can't let that swat get you, though.
Well, I hate to say it, but Shawn Teed hasn't really given him anything to be too afraid of.
No, he hasn't. That was a nice body shot.
Oh, goes for
the big guys like to take the first 30 seconds off the round. I think it's another one of those, you know, brotherhood secrets or something like that, but I see it pretty often with these guys. They know that they're not going to be able to go 100 miles per hour for 3 minutes straight, so they tend to feel each other out, ease their way into the round, and now it looks like it's turning around. Teed's got Timberlake's back. Let's see what that purple belt can do.
Well, I was impressed by his speed and agility on the ground just now. For a guy his size, he clearly has earned his purple belt.
You know, when he's crossing his legs here, though, he's got to be a little bit careful with crossing his feet. He can set himself up for a submission that way. If Adam knew, he could have figure four'd his legs over and possibly gotten him. It's a good way to use control, but sometimes it can put you in a vulnerable situation. Right now, it looks like he's trying to flatten him out. He's got double underhooks in right now. Timberlake's trying to base up, build himself back up, and Teed is trying to break him down. Now he's gone in for the rear naked choke, and he's under the chin.
This does not bode well for Timberlake. Now he's in full mount, Shawn Teed. It's really interesting how a fight can change in MMA so quickly.
And he's got the Americana right here from full mount, gave up on it. I agree with you 100%. You know, that first round really, really looked, you know, dreadful for Shawn Teed. I was worried for him.
That Americana again.
Turning it into an armbar.
Oh.
Good defense.
You know, you got to remember, these guys are so strong. Timberlake is so strong. Oh, he goes for another armbar. Beautiful.
Great scrambles. No doubt about it. Timberlake has got the advantage on the feet. Teed has got the advantage on the ground.
Absolutely. This turned into a very interesting match. And I wonder how even there's a
going for the armbar again. If you look, it looks like an Americana here. He's got the figure four on the arm, but he's just setting it up to lock him down. He tried to get an armbar out of it. Only 10 seconds left. Most likely he's not going to be able to break that grip.
Very nice jiu-jitsu. Very interesting turn of events here in the second round. Adam Timberlake looking extremely effective with his stand-up in the first round. Shawn Teed comes out, gets a takedown, transitions into a couple of very impressive armbar attempts.
You know, there's a lot of attributes that you can have to be a good fighter, and one of those is, you know, having chin, having heart, having hard work. But another one of those is being coachable, being able to listen, being able to learn from somebody who's more experienced than you. You had mentioned that Dante Rivera was in the cage with Shawn here. I really think that he gave him the advice to get off of his feet, to take him down, to bring this one to the ground, and he was able to make those proper adjustments. It seems like it's paying off for him. I think at this point, it looks also like Shawn may be the fresher of the two. Adam Timberlake is breathing very heavy right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final round.
Well, this might turn into a very interesting fight. It's anybody's fight right now. It's going to come down to who wants it more and who can implement their strategy and their game plan more.
Man, you do not want to eat one of those kicks, man. I think that could kill a person if they hadn't trained.
You look like Crocop. Beautiful right.
Yeah, this is really...
He's not covering his face with those kicks.
Well, it looks like both of them have coaches and both of them have made adjustments. You know, I'm surprised. A lot of the time when somebody's got a...
knee by Shawn Teed. Muay Thai plumb into a beautiful knee, and Adam Timberlake is in a lot of pain right now. Yeah, Timberlake's in a lot of pain still from that knee. He looks content. You know, you said earlier, there's many ways. If you're looking for a way out, there are ways of getting it without looking like you gave up.
Yeah, and right now, if you see, he's trying to defend this Americana from full mount. But it looks like Shawn's got a good lock on it.
And Shawn has plenty of time to execute either that armbar or the Americana at this point. And there it is.
Tap. And that was a tap. Very good, very good. You know, a little poor sportsmanship at the end of the round. I don't like to see the talking. You know, let your actions speak for you. But obviously, this is a man-to-man sport full of emotions. And, you know.
I did hear what he said. He said, try making weight next time.
Well, listen, if you're 267 pounds and you had to, you know, make weight and the other guy didn't, it stinks. You know, I've come into that situation. I've seen it in tournaments. I've starved myself to do a tournament where I feel weak, I feel fatigued because of the weight cut, and then there's not another person in my division and they combine them and I have to fight somebody that's the weight that I cut down from. It's really not fair.
Well, Shawn Teed represented Ricardo Almeida, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, very well here. Took a lot of damage in that first round. I'm impressed with his chin. I'm not impressed with Adam Timberlake going to the ground in the first round when he had Shawn in so much danger. He should have stayed up and continued with that battering. That right was devastating. Then that left kick, that left body shot was devastating. But again, Jiu-Jitsu technique wins out over brawn. Excellent fight, though. Excellent heavyweight fight. You don't normally, with the exception of Roy Nelson, not many heavyweights have that.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is stopped at 1 minute and 26 seconds of the third round. Your winner by Americana came out of the red corner, Shawn Teed.
All right, here we go. A little good sportsmanship. Now that now that the tempers have simmered down a little bit, it really is a gentleman's sport, and that's what I like to say.
Well, I'll tell you what, Shawn Teed must respect the power of Adam Timberlake. The power that, I mean, that left kick was Robocop-esque, and that right hand was devastating.
Yeah, he's going to definitely feel those tomorrow. I'm surprised he made it out of that first round, but I'm glad that he did.
Yeah, me too. And let me tell you something. Another referee might have stopped that fight. It did look like Shawn was out on his feet when he got hit with that right. And a referee without the experience of Donnie Carly might have stopped that fight.
Well, you know, earlier we spoke about another one of the referees that had jiu-jitsu experience. I think it's good to point out that Donnie's got some excellent kickboxing experience, and he's been there. He knows what a person can take. He's not going to let somebody take too much damage, but he's also not going to stop the fight early, and I think that it was good letting it continue on. It was really, really an exciting fight. You don't get to see two big heavyweights like that really take it to each other that often.
I agree.
It's also very difficult at that size to find people to train with. It's not every day that you can, you know, just run into a room filled of 6'4", 265-pound men that want to try to defend your arm bars.
Two more fights left here, EFC champion.